Hi, friends and family. Thanks for tuning in to this week's Thursday Night Thought. If you are a new follower, welcome. Every week, I share the messages that I receive and how it is that they impact my life in order to encourage and inspire you along your own journey. And this week's message comes to you from beautiful, sunny Arizona. And the message I received this week was this: the voice of your heart whispers the truth. Therefore, turn down the volume of all fears and concerns to hear it, and surrender to the beauty of divine expression, love. The reason our family chose to come out to Sedona for our vacation this week is because my husband had been listening to some CDs and read some books from a well-known hypnotherapist that lives in Sedona, and he booked us the opportunity to have a private session with this man. Well, this is a really amazing opportunity, and I felt like the message this week really applied to this experience with the hypnotherapist. And I wasn't quite sure how it was going to play out, but what it made me think about was how last year I shared some experiences in previous videos about how it is I self-sabotaged my career last year. And so I had some questions around that. And I thought to be able to have the opportunity to sit with a hypnotherapist might uncover some things on a subconscious level that were blocking me. Specifically, when I went into my session, I told the hypnotherapist, I said, this is where I'm having trouble. I know that I can make money on my own with my career. Yet, when I think about making money with my husband and my family and being a wife and a mother, there's a block there. And I can't quite explain it. And it doesn't make any sense. If I can have money on my own and I can have money with my family, then what is it that's keeping me from having money with my family and making money for my family contribution? And this is what happened. So if you've ever been in a hypnotherapist experience, you sit in a chair, the hypnotist then takes you deeper into your subconscious, and it's a great experience for experiencing exactly what this message said. It blocks out your fears, it blocks out your concerns, and you have to surrender to this experience and trust the hypnotherapist. And then you ask yourself questions. And so this was my question: what is the block? And two very significant things happened during this experience. The first thing that happened is I saw this movie playing in my mind. And it was this movie of a woman being tortured. And somehow I had realized that there was a part of myself that really resonated with this woman that was being tortured. And it was terrible. It was terrible to see this, even on a subconscious level. And then I went into another movie where I saw the Titanic and an experience from the Titanic. And the Titanic continues to show up in my life as a message of some sort. And again, I felt a part of myself connected to this disaster, this horrible disaster that happened to the people that were on the Titanic. So I thought, okay, great. I saw these lifetimes and I saw how it is that I related to them. And when I say lifetimes, I mean, it depends on what we know. We don't know if we've had a past life. We don't know what eternal life means. We do not know these things. But what I can tell you, and it could even be on a spiritual level, that thought energy of that time is still present in this lifetime. That's what I write about in my book, and that's what I believe, that we are having a spiritual battle at all times. And so when these fears and concerns show up, doesn't matter how they show up and how we connect them. What matters is how do we block them so that we can tune in to that voice of our heart. So I took this experience and I went out into nature and I really quieted my heart to ask, okay, I've seen these two subconscious experiences. Now, how is it that I can, where is it that this, how can I get over this block? How is it that this is to whisper to me of love? what I recognized is in the first experience, that experience with torture was something that I had towards men. And yet I'm in this life and I have a man that treats me like a queen and is amazing. So it makes no sense why I would want to, on some level, perhaps torture him by not making money, or have resentment, or hold bitterness, or something that is hardening my heart to experience giving money to my family. That was the first thing. The second thing is, with that experience, the Titanic, I realized that to be on the Titanic, you had to make money. And not just a little bit of money, you had to have a lot of money to be on the Titanic. So if I resonate with this subconscious experience on some level, then I had associated a fear that if I made money, that there was going to be a disaster. There was going to be something that took my family away from me. So looking at that, I could see how that block that has blocked me for this last year in being successful and making money for my career was very much on a subconscious level. And by listening to my heart and the whisper that it was telling me that if I could look at where I am today and recognize that I'm the one who turns down the volume on those fears by being aware of them. And then what is the message of my heart? The message of my heart was to look at my husband and my family and love them. And if by providing money as part of my contribution and my love for them, that's the highest level of consciousness that I want to live in. And it takes surrender. It takes surrender to love, because in our lifetimes, we have been hardened by bitterness and resentment and anger and judgment and whatever it might be, blame. All of these things do harden our heart. But if we could just take a moment and be present, what situations in your life is your heart wanting to whisper that beauty of love, and where love can transform those blocks? So that's our Thursday night thought, and I look forward to sharing our next Thursday night thought together. Thank you for tuning in.